Alright, insert edge loop tool. Let's do this thing. So if I'm just going to show you how it works really quick. So if I have this plane, we go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool. So if you left click and hold on an edge, it will bring up this sort of dashed line, and that's pretty much, and you can slide that back and forth until you're happy with the positioning, and it pretty much shows you where your edge loop will be once you release the mouse button. Once you do release the mouse button, you can see that it's added this edge loop in. And this pretty much works for any quads. Insert Edge Loop Tool does not like n-gons, and it does not like tries, but it works swimmingly with quads. Incidentally, if you ever find that you have something like going, your Insert Edge Loop Tool will like put a line halfway around your mesh and then stop, it's probably because it's hit either an n-gon or a try or some other like geometry that it doesn't know what to do with. It really, in my experience, only does like quads. So this is how pretty much to use the tool. Alright, so a lot of times when you'll use the Insert Edge Loop tool, it will be to either just add geometry to your object, or it'll be to smooth the object. So in this case, I'm just going to recreate my trash can really quick, because it has disappeared. So, yay for the extrude tool. Huzzah. Cool. It is a trash can-esque shape. I'll get you selected. Alright, close enough. It's a trash can. We all believe this is a trash can, right? So if you're doing like an animation or something like that that's meant to be rendered, a lot of times you will smooth your model like this. And you can see in this case that it does some really weird stuff to the top of the model, like it makes these lines really, really aggressively sharp at the top. So if I go into my Insert Edge Loop tool again, you can drag edge loops in and use these to basically harden the edges at the top of your trash can. You'll also have to do it to the bottom of the trash can. You can see I extruded some stuff I didn't mean to extrude here, so I'll just delete that real quick. And ignore the fact that I broke my geometry. It's fine. So that's pretty much the Insert Edge Loop tool for hardening edges of stuff. You can see my trash can is smooth and also looks much nicer. So again, the difference between, here's the smooth version of the trash can, the unsmoothed version. Actually, I'll just duplicate these and show you them next to each other. So unsmoothed and smooth. You can see, definitely see the polys here. This would be like more of a game mesh if I hadn't added the extra edge loops, and this would be something that you'd use for like a rendered nice animation. You can also use it to go back in and be like, oh, what if I want some detailed, like, I don't know, like a little bubble thing here, so I can add, or like a rim, is what I'm trying to say here. So if I just added these two edge loops here, then I can go in, select that loop, do an extrude, and now I have a decorative lip on my trash can, sort of. It's not very decorative, but you get the point. So that's pretty much the Insert Edge Loop tool. There is one other tool that's kind of super helpful. Doesn't always, I don't know, it's just super helpful. It's called the Offset Edge Loop tool, and it's kind of like Insert Edge Loop tool's brother. So what this will do, if you click on an edge loop, you can see it pops up two different lines now, and pretty much what that does is say add an edge loop that's, it tries to make it equidistant, sort of, but add an edge loop basically on each side of this edge. So instead of adding one, you can just come in and add two. Sometimes it behaves really weird, like it's hard to get the loops where you want them, but yeah, so this is the Offset Edge Loop tool. Very helpful sometimes, and I just learned about it recently, in like the last year, and I'm like, oh my god, this is magical, where was this, like, 20 years ago? Anyway, but yeah. Insert an Offset Edge Loop tool. Super helpful and useful for things.